If you don't mind me saying, it seems to me you've been wanting for stimulation of late. Aye, the of torpor about you is quite palpable. Adventurers are next of kin to explorers, my friend. Like us, you need regular doses of excitement, else you're like to shrivel up and die. I would hate to see that happen to you, so I will tell you of a place that will surely get your heart racing. Amdapor Keep. 'Tis a ruined fortress situated in the South Shroud, dating back to a 5th astral era. If a thought of delving into the past sets your loins afire, the keep will surely serve to quench it. The entrance is watched by a wood whaler named Maxine. Give her my name and she will tell you all you need to know. He had Nedrick's recommendation, then you must not be without skill. That said, it's my duty to warn you of the dangers that await. This fortress was built by the Amdapori, an ancient people who rose to power upon arcane knowledge. During the heyday of their civilization, they built magnificent structures such as this. Alas, the splendor has long faded into memory, and the keep has become a lair for the Lambs of Dalamud, a doomsday cult. Some of the cultists have even succeeded in summoning void sent, and we would realize welcome capable adventurers who would be willing to keep their numbers in check. And with that, welcome to Amdapor Keep. The dungeon, of course. It's been a while since we have seen the Lambs of Dalamud. I believe since Tamtara Deepcraft? So, let's weed out this place of all the problems here. These lunatic followers are the first to fall by our weapons. Mind, the second one there is summoning a void sense, so you can stun him out of it to spare yourself the annoyance of an additional enemy. A bunch of hippogriffs here at the early parts of the dungeon. Wherever they are here, perhaps they were tamed? The Dollarham, or several. You can avoid this hippogriff group here, by the way, rather easily, in fact. white mage wearing a Namazu hat as a helmet, as headgear. Okay. Let's get the treasure chest. In that treasure chest back there can be a minion. But not always. I believe we have what, a 30% chance that it's there? And there's a soul collector, so someone successfully summoned the demon. But it's not nothing that is very hard. It's just another regular mob. So if it happens, it is no catastrophe or anything. And this time we get lucky, there's the demon brick. But I don't get so lucky to actually pull it. I believe I even cast Greed here and someone else needed it. Which is quite common, so if you want minion minute drops, needed. And there is our first boss room. Looks like another priest. And now he casts a Void Call, but this one is not interruptible. And you won't kill him quick enough to prevent it. And there's the real boss, the Psych Flare. Minions? Honestly, unless you have a really bad group, it's probably best to ignore the minions and just focus on the boss by now. Unless that big one comes in range, then you have a problem. Then you have to run, because that thing actually hurts. Effectively, the big golem is a timer. Okay. Second part of the dungeon. Tank dying? He's not. I guess the tank almost killed himself with that super light. But I don't have a gunbreaker yet, so I'm not certain. Huh? Treasure chest over there, but I don't think there's ever anything actually important in here. We got an X potion. Why not? I just wish the potions in this game weren't so bad. If you don't know, but the potions in Final Fantasy XIV heal usually rather a neglectable amount of HP at a relatively long cooldown. I mean, I know they are that way to not outright replace a healer, but it just feels bad to have these items so terribly useless. Okay, here's the second boss, the Demon Wall. A pretty well-known boss for Final Fantasy games. Oh, careful. And to the middle again. soon as should repel. Stand in the middle of a room when that happens because it can throw you into the pit. The other two luckily manage that, but also when you fall into the pit, either wait until everyone else died as well, or the boss is defeated before using the shortcut. So you don't have to walk that far. I just cut the entire way back through the second part of the dungeon out for you, okay? There they defeated the boss. And behind the boss is this ethereal floor. Where also the treasure chests. We already looted them, so to the third and last part of the dungeon. White mage, could you wait for our tank, please? I know he didn't want to pull or anything, but or she, I don't know. Probably he. But it can always happen by accident. When you stand alone there, or the tank has to get the aggro back from you. It's a bit of an annoying task. Actually hear the battle cries of some of the players. Realized that a while back, when I was fighting mostly muted, but the voices were still on, and I literally heard when my character for the first time actually shouting battle cries, because they tend to be so soft you don't hear them behind the background music. And the general noise of combat. Where is the final boss? In a moment. Up there he is. Amdapor looks like the Shadow Drake in Mobius. Don't stand behind him. He has a attack. Yeah, it's a tail drive. Or as another player called it, a fart. Imminent catastrophe. You can, in theory, hide behind these statues you see one in the background. There's like one for every player, but usually nowadays you can just soak the damage. It's not so hard that it's crippling or could kill you unless you are already low at HP. Also, it summons Dark Helot. You can barely see it on the left side. It's dead. And the bard is limit breaking. Almost enough. And there he goes down. Puff. And the Gunbreaker and the Odin armor. What's this? Here, have my recommendation. Oh, I don't need it. Leave duty, and that's it for this dungeon. Until next time, when we probably continue with the main quest, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.